is a presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are Detroit.
Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is presented by
Bell Tire.
Tonight, the Tigers' 11-game odyssey finally comes to an end. One more road game to go. On a great night for baseball here in Kansas City, we welcome you to Kauffman Stadium, where tonight it is Game 3 in this series featuring the Detroit Tigers and the Kansas City Royals. Hi again, everyone, and welcome to Tigers Baseball. Mario and Pemba, Kirk Gibson, glad to have you with us for Game 3 in the series. And really, Gibby's been a rough stretch for the Tigers. However, when you look ahead, the month of June should be a little bit better as far as the schedule is concerned.
Did you say odyssey, by the way?
I said odyssey. It's a great word.
Well, we keep talking about the schedule, and the Tigers have just not played well. It's discouraging, and I hear some people starting maybe to wonder if this team's good or not. But we do point to June, where 12 of the next 15 games are at home. Don't judge this team yet until after they get through this next stretch, and I think they'll have a better idea where they're headed.
All right, now you've managed in the big leagues through the good times and the bad. How do you get your players through a tough stretch like this?
Yeah, what do you tell them? That's a good. You don't want to focus on the negative things, so you kind of try to stay quiet about that. I've always believed in visualizing some positive things. You got to get yourself in the right frame of mind, replace that negative image with the positive image. So let's not forget opening day, home run with Jacoby Jones. You got Miggy. You've got JD, Jay up, going deep right there. And we played good defense, too. It just hasn't been lately. So we can slam the ball. We're a good team. We want to get ready by looking at good things, replacing that negative image that we may have with a good positive. And we take that into the game tonight, try and win at the end of this road trip, stay healthy, and then we get out of that good stretch at home.
All right, we'll keep those positive thoughts going for the ball game tonight. Now the Tigers will face Ian Kennedy. You had him as a skipper in Arizona. What can we see tonight out of Kennedy?
Well, he came over from the Yankees in a trade, and he's not big in stature, but he throws the ball very well. Here's my scouting report on him. He's a low 90s fastball. He attacks with elevation. Good finish on that, and he's got some arm side run. Mostly a fly ball pitcher. He gets a lot of whiffs on his changeup. He'll throw it any time. And he'll throw it with any grip, and he'll, like I said, if he needs to double play, he'll go to that pitch because he gets most of his ground balls on that. Very athletic, and he's got a good mound presence, and he'll hold the runners. Does a real good job of that. It'll be tough for the Tigers to run on them unless they take maybe a delayed steal. And he pitches well here. Like I said, he's a fly ball pitcher. This stadium plays a lot like Comerica Park, where the fly balls are held inside the park. Doesn't give up a lot of home runs, and he has pitched here. He's pitched well against the Tigers, but, last night didn't go well, but tonight we're thinking positive here. He's going to go much better.
All right, Game 3 in the series just minutes away, and after a short break, we'll send you back to the Coliseum Studios. Check in with Matt Shepard coming up in this one tonight. One guy that has had positive thoughts, Jose Iglesias, getting Iggy with it. 10 hits on this road trip. Stay with us. Iggy and the Tigers take on the Royals, and it's coming up next.
We here at Fox Sports Detroit had the opportunity to visit one of Kansas City's top barbecue joints. It's called Joe's KC. They smoke their brisket for a minimum of 16 hours, and they're perhaps best known for the Z-Man sandwich. Smoked brisket, smoked provolone, a couple of onion rings. Hey, you can't go wrong. Kansas City, one of the best spots for barbecue in the United States. Hello, everybody. Welcome into the ballpark. I'm Johnny Kane. You know, tonight's Tigers starter, Matthew Boyd, has not won a start since April 16th, but when I talked to him, he said, I'm in a good place. Sometimes you have to put the results aside and focus on the process. He knows that he has growth. He wants to grow mentally, he wants to grow with his focus, and he wants to grow with his mechanics.
You're always trying to pursue perfection, and obviously that's unattainable to be perfect, but you want to be close to it as you can. So you just keep it's just refining delivery, refining what you got, being a little better with each pitch, and going forth off of that.
Of those pitches, where's one pitch that you'd like to see better results?
You know, all of them right now. I mean, you always just want to get better with every single one. There's always room for improvement with everyone, and you know, just to want to keep building, and getting better with each individual pitch.
And we'll keep an eye on the effectiveness of his changeup tonight. Boyd's last 3 starts have not been great, but we know how good this kid can be, and tonight is a great night to get back on track against these Kansas City Royals. What do you say we end the month of May on a high note? We'll have the broadcast of the game coming up next.
Sports Detroit is brought to you by Comerica Bank, a part of Detroit and the community since 1849. And by Jeep. Test drive a Jeep brand vehicle at the Jeep Memorial Day sales event going on now. Great night for baseball here in Kansas City. We're at Kauffman Stadium, the final game in this 3-game series. Tigers have a win, Royals have a win. Beautiful night for baseball. We're glad you are with us here this evening. Here is the starting lineup for the Tigers tonight, presented by the Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. And for Brad Ausmus, it'll be Andrew Romine back at the top playing second base, followed by Avila and Cabrera. Vimart, the DH, Martinez in right, Upton in left, Castellanos at third, Presley and Iglesias round out the lineup for the Tigers. They are facing right-hander Ian Kennedy, presented tonight by Jeff Glover and Associates Realtor.
Ian Kennedy has been hampered by a little hamstring groin injury, but coming back from that, threw the ball well after 2 innings this last start. This is his 10th start of the year, 249th career appearance. And he enters tonight with a 190 opponent's average against. Throws the ball very well. And he likes to ride that fastball very high, and he's got a little arm side run on it. He'll pitch up top of the zone. It appears the Tigers have been getting pitched that way, so they're going to have to lay off those pitches and get it down in the zone where they can pound it out of the park. And let's take a look at the Royals starting defense, brought to you by Tim Hortons. Left field, Alex Gordon. Kane in center. Bonifacio again in right. Chesler Cuthbert is at third base tonight. Escobar and Merrifield up the middle again. Harry Cosmer at first. Drew Butera is catching tonight, and again Ian Kennedy on the mound.
Well, the Tigers won game 1 in the series, but they were really limited last night, losing 1-0. So coming into play tonight, Tigers 4 back and 4 under. Royals right behind him in the last place part of the Central Division. So the Tigers hoping to make a move forward with a victory here tonight, heading home after the ball game tonight to start the next homestand. Andrew Romine is getting set to lead things off. It'll be Romine, Avila, and Cabrera facing Kennedy. Andrew back in there tonight at the top of the lineup. 5-game hitting streak going. And here's the first pitch of tonight's ball game. It's a strike called on Romine.
Well, Ian Kennedy, when he was coming back from that little injury, he had fastballs running around 89, 90 miles an hour. Now he's inching back up to his normal 92, 94. He has a fastball, 4 and 2 seam. He's got a good changeup. Will throw a curveball, especially if he gets in trouble. He'll throw that first pitch, or if he's behind in the count, curveball, and a cutter as well.
32 years old, born in Huntington Beach, California. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Romine. Andrew 2 out of 4 in the series. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, down on strikes, 1 away.
This is where he likes to pitch, right at the top of the zone. Look at his little run on that. I was talking about that arm side run. He'll throw the 4-seamer initially, then he goes with the arm side run. It takes off out of the zone, and Romy can't catch it.
Here is Avila in the 2 slot in this one tonight. Alex batted 2 in the first game and was 0 for 4 with a walk. .319 batting average now for Avila. A little bit of a shift on him, not quite as deep as most other teams will play him.
You know, we've noticed the Royals don't shift quite as drastically as most teams do. The form of one right there. Generally, you have the shortstop to the right side in this area, but not so tonight.
Really, the only thing normally is Merrifield playing deep to the grass from his second base position. 1-0 is swung on and missed.
Take a look at Alex's balls in play in 2017. There you see the reason why this guy is right in that area now. Royals made a little modification to the overall shift to the data information on Alex Avila.
That'll sail outside. 2-1 now on Avila. He has 2 hits in his career against the starter Kennedy, but both of them are home runs.
Nothing wrong with that.
Mickey messing around in the on deck circle. 2-1 pitch swung on and missed. 2-2.
You'll notice Kennedy moves the ball around. He's a pretty good location pitcher.
Good numbers last year against the Tigers in 3 starts for Kennedy.
He'll be more inclined to go with the fastball earlier in the game, and he'll go to his secondary stuff, curveballs and changeups, as he gets in trouble and or later in the game.
And he just missed. Pretty good pitch there, but he wasn't given the call by Will Little behind the plate. Full count now on Avila. Tigers last night managed only 3 hits. Skoglund, the rookie, in his big league debut, shut down the Tigers. Here's the 3-2, and Avila sends a ground ball to first. Right there is Hosmer. He'll race the bag for the out, and there are 2 gone now. Here are the field conditions presented by Ace Hardware and the Scotts Company. It is gorgeous tonight, 83 degrees, a little bit overcast. And
Ideal.
Oh, I thought it said one deal.
Well, you can say it any way you want, but it's ideal in my mind.
A little bit of rain here at the ballpark earlier today, but it has cleared out. That's the good news. Here is Miguel Cabrera. 2 outs, nobody on. And Miggy skies one in the air to right field. Bonifacio is under it, and that's going to be a 1-2-3 inning for Ian Kennedy. The bottom of the first here in Kansas City. They will face the left-hander Matthew Boyd, presented tonight by Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical.
11th start. You see the record 2-5. Last 3 starts only averaging 4 innings per start. Must control the right-handed bats, hitting .328 off him. Lefty's only .231. And he likes to go with the fastball and the change. He has the other to complement the curveball and the normal armament of pitches. He's just looking for consistency.
Here's the Ned Yost lineup tonight, presented by your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. It'll be Escobar to lead things off. The Royals 12-9 when he's leading off. Kane and Hosmer, then Perez DHing tonight. Bonifacio on right, Merrifield at second, and the bottom 3 of Cuthbert, Butera, and Gordon. And now Boyd will go to work against Alcides Escobar. 3 out of 8 in the series for Escobar. And he lines one foul, 0-1. Escobar has played well defensively this year, but this has been a season that he would love to forget in terms of the offense. 180 this year. Here's the 0-1. That'll back him out of there. 1 ball and 1 strike.
A little better against lefties, 225, 160 against righties.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. Slow roller towards short, right at Iglesias, and Escobar is out of there. 1 gone.
Let's take a look at the Tigers starting defense. Out in left field, Jay up, Alex Presley again in center field, JD Martinez in right, Nick Castellanos at third, Iglesias at short, Romine second base, Miguel Cabrera at first, Alex Avila catching in behind the plate, Matt Boyd on the mound.
Here is Lorenzo Cain batting in the 2 spot here tonight. Cain is 1 for 8 in the series, had a double in last night's ball game. And Lorenzo fouls it back out of play, 0-1.
Royals, that's both batters have swung at the first pitch. They've been aggressive in this series in the first 2 games. It looks like they're going to continue to do so tonight. Make good pitches.
Here's the 0-1. Right down the third base line, out of the reach of a diving Castellanos. It'll go to the corner. Kane is on his way to second, and he'll pull in with a 2-bagger.
Just gets the bat head out front. Ball is out over the plate. He just turns on it. He's turning and burning. Nick can't catch it. JF has nothing to do but just hold him to a double.
One out, 2-base hit for Kane. That'll bring up Eric Hosmer. Well, the Tigers last night managed only 3 hits. Royals had only 7. Verlander was really good as well last night.
He was great. Through that, we talked about the changeup. Threw a lot of changeups, the lefties and righties. So he's making the adjustments. Good game. Tigers, it seems they need to have a hit to get him going. We had 2 big innings in the first game. Home run got us going. So we need something to spark us here tonight.
Well, Hosmer drove in the game's only run in last night's game. Royals this season just a $1.99 with men in scoring position.
These guys take big hacks, but when they get guys, they get trouble, they get a couple strikes, they really go middle.
How do you attack a guy like Hosmer, Gibby? He's, as you mentioned, he is a very aggressive hitter, takes a big swing.
I think you got to mix it up. It looks like they've thrown him up top a lot of sliders away with the righties, a lot of fastballs away with the righties.
So far, Boyd has stayed low and away. 2-0 the count on Hosmer. And now he'll step out. Hosmer right now sitting on 998 career hits, so he's marching toward 1,000 for his career.
2-0 count here. You know he's going to look for the ball down and try and hit it the other way. He's hit a home run off of Francisco Rodriguez that way, and he's made a couple other offerings over that way. Very disciplined. If you're a hitter now, you want to do what we call keyhole. You want to have a small area that you're looking for the ball. If it doesn't appear there, you just take it. If it does appear, you want to put a good swing on it. Don't get greedy. Don't try and pull it. Simo talks about this a lot.
Bouncing ball foul to first base. Hosmer is sitting at 299 right now with 5 home runs. His numbers are down from last year when he had career highs in homers and RBI. Early chance to drive in a run here.
Look at through May 30th this season and last. A lot more production last year than he has this year. Damage.
The 2-1. Little chopper back toward the mound. And Boyd's thrown out in time. They're going to call him safe. Boyd took a look at third but had no play there because Kane stayed home.
Well, that's a mistake right there. First of all, you got 1 out, so you want to take your out. If you're 2 outs and a man out third, but somebody should be communicating right here. Somebody should be telling him where to go with this ball. If he's going to third, somebody should be yelling 3-3-3. You work on that in the fundamentals. It should not be a base hit. It should be an out.
So they're at first and second with 1 out for Salvador Perez. A double in the series. He has scored a couple of runs. So Matt Boyd in some early trouble here. A double by Kane. Infield single for Hosmer.
1-1-1-1-1. 3-3-3-3-3.
That's what they should be yelling.
My opinion.
There's a drive to center field. That's going to drop. Base hit. Kane rounding third. They send him home and he will score. It's an RBI single for Salvador Perez, and it's 1-0 Royals.
So Salvador Perez went up there looking for a changeup, and he got it. Stays. Look at the length on this. He goes down, doesn't pull off it. 83 miles an hour. Just serves it out there into center field. Kane scores easily. Hosmer now at second. Perez at first. First and second, one down.
3 straight hits for KC. Here is Bonifacio. For Perez, his 30th RBI.
That's 3 of 4 Royals hitters to hit the first pitch now.
Yeah, coming out swinging the bats very aggressively as Bonifacio digs in. Careful here, he's got some power. Bonifacio has hit 7 homers this year. A lot of them have come recently, hit 5 of them on their last road trip.
Keep an eye here. I just wonder if they may have something on Matt Boyd. Seems like they know it's coming.
Here's the 1-0. Bouncing ball to first. Cabrera ranging toward the line, tags the bag for the out. Runners will advance. 2 gone though.
That should be the 3rd out. Matt Boyd's going to have extra pitches here, and certainly has to get this out to not let the Royals score again. That's how it works.
Well, they're going to have to face a guy that has been really good in the series, Whit Merrifield, who was 4 for 6, very nearly hit for the cycle in game 1 in the series. And he's also enjoying a 15-game hitting streak. We're always talking about limiting the damage here, and Boyd would love to get out of this frame with only 1 run being scored.
You know, that's why I point out on the other play, you always take your outs. Unless it's really, really late in the game where you can't afford to, you have to make a great play. This is the way that I was taught by Sparky. You take all your outs, and then you minimize the damage that's done to you, and you stay out of the big inning.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. It'll dive in the dirt. 1 ball and 1 strike on Whit Merrifield. No Mike Moustakas in this game tonight for the Royals, with the lefty on the mound in Boyd.
Getting a break, getting a breather.
They've got Cuthbert at third base. He's waiting on deck.
Chesler.
Ned Yost led this team to the World Series a couple of years ago in 2015. Back-to-back World Series appearances. Here's the 1-1. Way inside, almost hit him. 2-1. Merrifield 366 against left-handed pitching. Although the Royals overall as a team have struggled a bit against lefties this year. They're on to a 1-0 lead on the single by Perez.
Merrifield really put a lot of pressure on the Tigers last night. We've seen him bunt, delayed steal, tag on a fly ball to left field, and get the second.
Swing and a miss.
Nice pitch there. Took a lot off of that. He likes that fastball. Tigers mixing in a few more secondary pitches here. Good curveball. Pulled the string.
2-2 on Merrifield. Hosmer at third and Perez at second. Now the 2-2. Bouncing ball foul. Here's the Bernstein advantage. You would think the Tigers might have it tonight because the Royals have struggled against left-handed pitching. .217 versus lefties.
Ranks last in the American League.
All of these categories do. Just a .286 on base percentage.
Sometimes when you filter these numbers, though, as of late they've been better. in all phases of their game, and the wins have started to pick up.
Missed inside. Now 3-2 on Merrifield.
Won their last series at Cleveland, trying to beat the Tigers in this series. But first of, well, this is the first 3 games of 19 this year between the Royals and the Tigers. That's a lot of games.
Yeah, the unbalanced schedule certainly makes it that way within your division.
You'll know each other well as the season progresses.
By September, you'll know each other very well.
Well, September, you get all the call-ups, though.
Good point. True. 3-2. And he walked it, ball 4. They will appeal. He did not go on the check swing. That will load the bases. So a bumpy first for Boyd. Now he'll face Chesler Cuthbert. This had not been a good matchup for Boyd in the past. He is only 1-3 against KC with an ERA of 9. And he's about to throw his 20th pitch of the inning. Cuthbert at third base tonight for Moustakas. Ball 1.
Twenty pitches, 11 strikes, 55%.
Cuthbert batting just .164 this year, 1 home run. He's only played in 20 games at the major league level. Here's the 1-0. Popped up foul, out of play. It's a huge batter here. The Tigers struggled to score runs last night. Tigers struggled to get base runners last night. The last thing they want to do is fall behind by 2 or 3 runs early in this one.
It's been a tough trip. I think what 3 times they've been shut out in this trip. It's just got to move on, but you aren't swinging like you're capable of, so you do have to try and keep it close early.
There's a ground ball, base hit left field. 1 run scores. Here's Perez rounding third. He will score. It's a 2-run single for Chesler Cuthbert. 3-0 Royals. Wasn't hit all that hard, but it got the job done.
Found a hole. This is the risk of not making the plays that are in front of you. Looks like he sawed him off. Royals got it working right now. We got a little luck on their side, putting the ball in play. That scores 2 more. Tigers now trail 3-0.
Rich Doobie out to have a little confab with Boyd. Drew Butera will be the 8th man to bat in the inning. 3 runs on 4 hits for the Royals here in the first. Again, the inability to get the out at first base lengthened the inning for Boyd. And the Royals take advantage. Butera, 256. Swing and a miss, 0-1. Fastball up in the zone that Butera swings right through. Catching tonight for the Royals has Perez DHs.
Giving Selby a day off, behind the plate, off his legs.
The 0-1. Fouled back 0-2 now on Butera. There's Perez. Interesting do these days for Perez.
How do you think that'd go on you? For me?
Well, if I had the hair, I could do it.
Well, you got enough hair to spice it up a little bit. Maybe we should do some rally cuts.
Now Boyd ready with the 0-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. He makes quick work of Butera, but 8 men at the plate. And they score 3 times. See if the Tigers can get some back. They got Victor, JD, and Justin Upton coming up. Nothing lead in this one as we go to the top of the second, and Menards brings you the big money encounter. Talking about the Tigers on the road. This is their 31st road game this year, which ties them with Seattle for the most in baseball.
A lot of travel, and beyond this original schedule, you had the doubleheaders added because of the rainouts. It's just the routine, and you haven't been able to get on a normal schedule, so something to deal with. And again, I don't want to make excuses for them. It's something that they have to handle better, obviously. But get home tonight, come back and win this game. Off day, and they'll be refreshed in Comerica next week.
Vibard looks at a strike on the inside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike on Martinez. 8 hits on the road trip for Victor. Pretty good month of May as we wind it down here tonight. 310 for Victor. Good pitch. 1-2.
Ian Kennedy likes to throw that pitch a lot. It comes out high. Hitters tend to give up on it. High and off the plate, but it breaks right over for a strike. Coming in with the heater now. Throws that arm side. Starts off the plate. He'll swing it back, see if he doubles up right here.
Martinez had 263. He's knocked in 27 this year. Fouled back. Ian Kennedy coming off the disabled list on the 21st. He suffered a hamstring injury and had given up 9 runs in his 2 starts since coming off the DL.
Yeah, they said he started very slow the first 2 innings in his last start, but then really got it together. It looks like he's pretty sharp so far in this game.
Drill down the right field line. That ball is up there, and it is going to go. It's a home run for Victor Martinez, and the Tigers get 1 back. Solo shot for Victor to make it 3-1.
What the Tigers needed. Give up 3. You got to get back on the board, and hopefully this generates this offense. It has in this series so far. Tries to get it in on him, tries to come back in there. B-Mart gets the hands in, stays back, barrels it right down the line. Good job, Victor.
Homer number 5 for Martinez and his 28th RBI. Little life now in that Tigers dugout. And JD looks at a strike 0-1.
Let's go back to back.
Back to back to back. That'd be good. 9th home run allowed by Kennedy. That'll miss low and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. For JD, 1 for 8 in the series. He is slowed in this road trip. In fact, only 4 hits on this entire trip. He did have a homer in the first game of the series, and it was a big one for the Tigers. That's driven to center field on a line, and it's going to be caught by Kane. It handcuffed him a little bit.
Pull it. Say, I started to think I jinxed people. You hit the right on the button. It's a knuckling. Might have got a little bit of the lights right there. That must have stung. That's a good bet, JD, to take into the next one.
Here's Justin Upton.
Is that an L8?
That's an L8. That's how I've got it in my score sheet. What about you?
Yeah, L8.
Really?
You think I just put an L?
No, I mean, you put C's on your score sheet for ground balls.
I know, but I maybe should shorten that up. Instead of L8, just put an L where the center fielder is. Clean the book up a little bit.
So just make it an R, since everything else is arbitrary about your
L for line drive.
The 1-0 pitch.
What would I represent?
Nothing. That's my point. C doesn't represent ground ball. I'm just picking arbitrary letters.
C represents crater.
Here's the 1-1. That's driven to left field on a line and over the head of Gordon. Jay up on his way to second. The Tigers making some solid contact here in the second. 2-base hit.
Sometimes you got to just quit grinding. You got to lighten up a little bit and then think good things happen. See how that works?
I see.
J-Up's been working on this. I know Simo did a mock-up on him, trying to keep those hands in tighter to his body, not coming around the ball as much. Gets the sweet spot of the bat on. He's got a 1-out double.
10th double of the year now for Upton. That's his 9th hit of the road trip. So Kennedy had an easy 1-2-3 first, but he's greeted rudely here in the second. And here's the guy the Tigers really want to get going now, Castellanos. Nicholas 3 for 31 in the trip. Strike on the outer edge. And Nick didn't like that call.
Yeah, it's right on the corner. It's borderline down, borderline away. When you're not going good, those seem to all get called strikes. That's Will Little behind the plate today, and I looked up his data. He tends to have a little wider zone.
How much attention do you think the players pay to that data on the umpires?
I think they do pay attention to it, especially the pitchers. Try and figure out how far they can push the outer limits. And as a hitter, when you get 2 strikes, you've got to pay attention to that as well. You have to expand your zone a little bit.
1-2 on Castellanos. Kennedy came in with pretty good numbers against the Tigers last year in 3 starts, a 1.96 ERA. The teammates got him 3, but now he's surrendered 1 back. Here's the 1-2. Wouldn't chase. Presley waiting on deck as Kennedy operates toward the bottom of the Tigers lineup tonight. Now the 2-2 swing and a miss. He struck him out. Second strikeout of the ball game for Kennedy. 2 away. By the way, stay tuned to Tigers Live. Following the game, we'll be selecting the Fox Sports Detroit Tigers Player of the Game, presented by McDonald's. Stop by for your breakfast favorites, now being served all day. It'll take a 2-out hit now from Presley. Alex getting the start in center field for this one tonight. And he looks at a ball high, 1-0.
Starts him off with the curveball with minute scoring position. That's Ian Kennedy all the way.
Tigers have been searching for someone to kind of grasp that center field position after the trade of Cameron Maybin in the offseason. Jacoby Jones given an early opportunity, then was sent down to AAA after he was injured. Presley has come up. Collins had an opportunity. Matuk.
Well, Presley had the great spring. I mean, it was hard to cut him, but he did have, they could send him down and not lose him. So he ended up going down to AAA. Here he is for the opportunity.
Presley hit .455 this spring, which really opened up some eyes. His first year in the Tigers colors in spring training.
He's been around for a while, well documented, well scouted, so you know what you get with Alex Presley. Good solid ball player, can provide a spark with you.
93 there from Kennedy. Now the count 1-2.
You see he's moving the pitches around. Some of the Tigers guessing wrong on these pitches. Pair of notes there on the bench, Mickey and JD.
The 1-2 didn't go. 2-2 the count on Presley. Should he reach, you've got Iglesias, the number 9 hitter, waiting on deck, and he's had himself a really good road trip.
Very hot.
Presley big league time with Pittsburgh and Houston, Minnesota, and Milwaukee most recently. Ground ball to second. That's gobbled up there by Merrifield, and that'll end the inning. Tigers will settle for 1 run. They do it on one mighty swing of the bat by Victor Martinez. 3-1 ball game. Lead as we go to the bottom of the second, and the Tigers June digital ballpark passes your ticket to 10 home games in June. One pass, 10 games, only $49.99. All tickets will be digitally delivered to your mobile device. Buy yours today at tigers.com/pass. Now Matthew Boyd back out to the hill, hoping for a better second. He gave up 3 runs in the first. Faced 8 batters. Here is Alex Gordon to lead off the second. And Gordon takes strike one.
Had a debate on Alex Gordon because he's struggled so mightily with the fastball, especially. Is he 33 years old, I think? Right around there, 33, 34. And what does a player do when he struggles with the fastball? I know many people think that means you're done, but it really doesn't. It just means you have to make an adjustment. You got to get the ball quicker. Maybe you take some pitches if you can, instead of believing that you can hit maybe the high fastball. Maybe you just learn how to foul it off. But so far it has not worked for Alex Gordon yet.
How much of the injuries he has suffered the past couple of years do you think has had an impact on his numbers?
It has some impact. And you know, when you get older, it's just not as flexible. Maybe you don't have the bat speed you once did, but you could correct your path. When you're younger, maybe you get away with a longer swing plane because you have more bat speed. When you have less bat speed, you learn to correct your angles with the ball, make it shorter. And thus, you can still compete. And the other thing is, when I got late in my career, I really learned how to hit off speed pitches. How to feast on those.
Slow roller towards second. Romine with a quick flip, one gone. Check in with Johnny K now with more on Matthew Boyd.
Yeah, Mario, when we were talking to him yesterday, he said, you know, you're always trying to pursue perfection. Obviously, it's unattainable to be perfect, but you want to be as close to it as you can, so you just try to continue to refine what you got with each pitch. As for not having won a start, going back to April 16th, he said sometimes you got to put the results aside and look at the process of how things are. He said, I feel I have room to grow. That's what I plan to do every day with every start. He wants to grow with his mentality, grow with his focus, and grow with his mechanics and go forward off that.
That's a good attitude, because sometimes you grind on the wrong things. We talked about it in the open a little bit, and you do have to move on. You just have to have a belief that if you continue to work and listen and take advice, that it's all going to be okay. You take the stress and the worrying out of it. Now, unfortunately, sometimes players get sent down, but there's always room to return. Sometimes the best place is to go down.
Well, Boyd is still only 26 years old. You look at some of the splits, and he was awfully good at the beginning of the year. ERA over 10, though, in his last 3 starts. Ball inside to Escobar. 2-0 on Alcides Escobar. 223 consecutive starts now for Escobar. He has been very durable. Missing high. Now, it's not easy to play 162 games. Most guys don't. They'll get a blow every now and then. But Escobar has played every game in 2 of the last 3 years.
That's a lot of games, a lot of demand. Doesn't walk much either. I tell you that. He usually is very aggressive. Make a good quality pitch, and he's going to swing at it. Hopefully hit it into the ground.
He's playing a lot of games, the demanding position as well, that shortstop position for the Royals.
You want to have good middle defense.
Rolled foul, 3-2. A lot of talk about who will stay with this Royals team and who might be shopped if the Royals are out of it at the deadline. Escobar is kind of a tweener because they got Raul Mondesi Jr., who they feel Escobar could be a good mentor for. And Alcides still plays very good defense. Driven in the air toward left center field. That'll be Upton calling. And Escobar is out, 2 away.
Well, Tigers trail 3-1. We talked about our abilities to play as a team. This happened in the first inning. Matt Boyd on Eric Hosmer, a little dribbler right here. He takes a look to third, and it costs him a single. And then the base hit, and 3 runs later, big by Cuthbert. The 3-run score later and 12 additional pitches, and that's how the Tigers find themselves in the hole here. Got to clean it up a little bit.
Yeah, otherwise that would have been a much more snappy inning, but that kept it going. And later in the inning, the Cuthbert hit made it 3-0.
Well, they would have given up 1 run in 13 less pitches.
Yeah. A little bit outside. 2-0 now on Lorenzo Cain.
Boys, that's a tight zone. There's not give Matt Boyd a couple of those. However, you know, sometimes when pitchers are all around the plate, scatter the ball, they don't get those calls.
Driven the air toward left field. Upton is on the move. He'll get back there. That'll end the inning. So a nice rebound for Matt Boyd. A 1-2-3 second. Three to 1, Royals have the lead. Jose Iglesias will lead things off. He is our Chevrolet most dependable player. Definitely on this road trip, Gibby has been dependable.
He has 345, 10 for 29, had some extra base hits, some RBI. Down there in the 9th spot. Now the leadoff hitter for this inning.
Iggy's had a couple of 3-hit games on this road trip, a 3-hit game in Houston and a 3-single game in the first one here in KC a couple of nights ago.
You'll notice a lot of number 9 hitters are guys that run the bases good for the Royals today. Alex Gord, who used to be their leadoff hitter, Iglesias. You want to get guys up in front of your big boys. Want them to get on base. It's this hard, but right at Chesler Cuthbert takes care of it.
One away. Another ground ball out there for Kennedy. Here's Andrew Romine. Romine struck out to start the game tonight. Tigers still without Ian Kinsler, who's on the disabled list with the hamstring. He is out. McCann is still out. Every single team in the major leagues deals with injuries. It's just the way that the game is played because of the amount of games you play. Nobody goes through the season unscathed. The Tigers certainly no different. They lost JD for a long spell. They lost Cabrera for a bit. Kinsler. Just one more thing that managers have to deal with. That's fouled off.
You know, a lot of these things and the emotions that maybe people away from the manager or even the team feel, the manager does not feel that. Like the emotional things, the roller coaster things, the frustration. It's kind of, you know, as a manager, it's your responsibility to keep the ship righted, and you don't have the luxury of doing that. But I talk to Brad, you know, fairly frequently, and things that I know are talked about around the ballpark and maybe online and in the papers, etc. They don't even think about those things. They're just thinking about what they can do to help keep their team focused, get them going, and win a game. But you got to kind of leave the frustration part out of it. Although, you know, just about everybody on every team at one time or another during the year will become frustrated, but you got to have good leadership to get yourself quickly on track, back on track.
Well, I would think if you don't have that attitude, it's going to be tough to get through a season. I mean, with the sheer amount of games and the frustration that you'll find in this game.
Well, I know everybody's probably heard, don't get too excited when it's going good, don't get too low when it's going bad. And there's a reason you've heard it several times, because it is true. You know, your things are going good, you get really excited, and then, but that doesn't get you a hit or have you make the play tomorrow. You just got to get back at it. And vice versa, if it goes bad, you can't let it affect you to where you're not prepared for the next day. And I'm not saying you can't celebrate, but you want to have a really crazy emotional outburst in a real positive way when you win the World Series. It's a good time to do that.
That's a good time.
No more games then, it doesn't matter. You can do whatever you want. You've earned the right.
Romine has a 1-out walk here. Good at bat. 9 pitch at bat.
Excellent.
And it's going to bring up Avila. Alex bounced out on his first at bat. Home run by Victor Martinez got the Tigers a run back in the second after they gave up 3 in the first. Kennedy's thrown 3 ground balls in this game. Watch another one here. And Avila looks at a strike. When you managed, how long did it take you after a game? I'm sure you took every game home with you for a while. How long before you were able to just shut it off and think about tomorrow?
It depends, but I stayed at the park usually. Try not to take it home. It just depends how much work you got to do. If you got another team coming in the next day, you've got to shake it off, and then you've got to start preparing for the next team. But you become good at it. I mean, there are times when you can go back and review, make a lot of notes, you know, make notes on the back of your card and just kind of process your notes. And you don't do it all yourself. You have to designate. You know, you have coaches, you have bench coaches, you have position coaches, you have the management, and then you have the team. Maybe you send some texts out, but overall, I don't think, for the most part, things stay with managers much too long. If it does, you're in trouble.
The 0-1 runner bluffs and a ball outside. 1 ball and 1 strike on Avila.
Looked like Romy wanted to go there, didn't like his jump, so he shut her down.
Romine, good lead down there at first. Couple of steals this year. He's been caught 3 times.
He's going to slide step.
And he missed again.
That's one of the things Ian Kennedy didn't like me for, was I refused to just let guys run on a high leg kick, and you know, it messes some of the pitchers up. It probably did Ian as well. I wanted them to understand they could do it, and they, for the most part, did do it. But you'll see him mix it in, which is the ideal way to do it.
One of the things is plural, so that means there were a few things he didn't like about you.
Well, I'm sure there are. Took him out of the game a few times. He didn't like it. You know, sometimes you got to be honest, and it's not personal. You know, you just are trying to get them to understand what you're trying to get them to do, and or have a, you know, a heated or a good dialogue, either one, to try and understand each other so we can be productive together and win some games.
2-2 on Avila. In the dirt, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Got to send him.
So we'll see if Romine is on the move here. You got Cabrera waiting on deck. 1 on, 1 out here in the third. Alex, one of the better on base percentages in the American League, .443 coming in. To go with his .319 batting average. There's the 3-2 instead, back to first, where Romine is chased back.
Look at Hosmer way out in front of that bag. He wants to get off and cover that hole up because Avila wants to shoot it through there. So he's going to try and get off as far as he can, as quick as he can. So he's cheating right now. See him, he's not even close to the bag. Get going, Romy. Not going.
Runner holds and it's fouled away. Well, let's flash back to the days when Kirk Gibson was the skipper of the Diamondbacks and Ian Kennedy was wearing the colors of Arizona.
Yeah, I was 21-4 my first year as manager.
And you're
Oh,
thinking,
look how calm I am right there. So is Ian.
guts were churning though, weren't they?
At times. That was good. Good feeling. Fun.
Swing and a miss. Sevilla down on strikes. 2 gone. It'll be the 3rd strikeout now for Kennedy. So here's Miguel Cabrera, who flied out to right field on the first pitch he saw back in the 1st inning. Miggy at 259 right now.
Yeah, Miggy had that little oblique problem. I'm not convinced he's 100% yet. But obviously, if he could get going, it would be huge push, huge lift to this Tigers team.
Well, it's almost imperative, Gibby. I think if you think about it, he is, the kingpin of this offense right now, and when he starts to roll, it seems to have a trickle-down effect on the rest of the lineup.
Now, I was thinking about Romine running, and the reason Brad didn't do it because Miggy's at the plate, and you don't want to give them an option of pitching around him. That's sound as well. But you do have V-Mart behind him, who's swinging the bat well.
2-0 on Miguel. Cabrera on May 31st last year was batting over 300. This year the injuries have dogged him a bit, so that slowed his production.
Remember, he went to the WBC, kind of started physical ailments then a little bit. His back got sore on him when he was at the World Baseball Classic. It's a great event, but you might pay.
Now 3-0.
He's swinging.
So one thing we see from Cabrera, the deep breaths every time he steps into the box. Here's one of the greatest hitters in the game. Still, it's a very simple technique.
Yeah, he's calm. Stays calm, keeps the game slow.
He's taking, and it's a strike. 3-1.
You notice a lot of guys, when they take it 3-0, they don't even step. They take the pitch wrong. I don't know if you noticed, Miggy step like you want to. Take the pitch like if you were going to swing through it. Because you need to have that relaxed feeling. You don't need to have energy in your body, so you need to practice it. A 3-0 count. If you know you're not swinging, it's a good time to do it.
Full count now on Cabrera. 23 in this inning now for Kennedy, and his pitches are starting to pile up. He had 22 in the last inning.
Don't be on guard. This may not be a fastball.
Outfield has Cabrera shaded a little bit the other way, some room in left center. And the runner will go on 3-2. And he walked him, ball 4. That'll put 2 aboard. Kennedy stayed away, did not get the call. His second walk. It'll bring up Victor Martinez. Just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, to look forward to Miller Time later in tonight's game, brought to you by Miller Lite. So the long inning continues for Kennedy, and now V-Marty homered in his last at bat. His 5th of the season.
Well, you know, Ian Kennedy is not going to throw V-Mart the same pitch that he did in the first at bat where it took him out for a home run. I think they'll come in deeper if they want to go inside.
Spins one up there, but misses up top. opponents came in batting just 188 against Kennedy in this ballpark. He had pitched much better at home than on the road. Tigers had the tying runs on here. Inside 2-0. And the lineup doesn't lighten up much. J.D. Martinez on deck.
I've known many a pitcher to pitch around two guys to get to the third and try and get out of the inning. I'm not saying that's what's going on, but I know he doesn't want to leave it out over the plate, so he's going to be cautious. Maybe a better matchup, J.D. against Kennedy than Kennedy against Vmart.
Ball 3 low. And he's about to load the bases.
He walks Vmart, he's going to get a visit.
So the pitch count now at 60. In there, a strike called right on the edge.
On the right-handed batter's box side, it seems like a little more on those pitches than he is the left-handed batter's box.
Royals had 3 runs, 4 hits. Tigers 1 run, 2 hits. But a pair of walks here in the third. The 3-1 lost in ball 4. That's going to load the bases. A 3-walk inning. That'll bring Dave Island out and a visit to the mound. Hey, beginning June 15th, the greatest players in the world descend upon Aaron Hills. Dustin Johnson looks to defend his title, but Jason Day, Jordan Spieth, and Rory McIlroy are primed to be crowned America's champion. It's the 117th U.S. Open beginning June 15th on Fox FS1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go.
3 walks and a strikeout and a ground out this inning. You hate to let anybody off the hook, and J.D. Martinez lined it to the center fielder, L8. 299 with 3 slams, lifetime.
Not to mention the 30th pitch of this inning coming up from Kennedy. He'll throw from the windup. And it's a strike. 0-1 on J.D.
Up to 94 right there. Going to give him everything he's got to try and get out of this.
Line drive, fair ball down the right field line. Roline scores. Cabrera coming around to score. On his way to second is J.D. Martinez. That is a double, and we are tied. A 2-base hit for J.D. Martinez, and 2 of the walks come around to score.
Good at bat, takes the first strike, makes Ian Kennedy throw a strike. He's walked 3 guys. Why not do that? Then he has enough confidence to come and gets another pitch that runs over the middle of the plate. This is a rocket, huh? And the runners are off and running. Look at Miggy coming right around second. Clarkie down here at the bottom. Stay right there.
Justin Upton lines one to left center field. That's going to get 2 more runs in. And the Tigers will take the lead. Upton digs for second, in with a double. His second 2-base hit of the game. It's 5-3 Tigers.
First pitch swinging, Jay up. Not waiting. He knows Ian Kennedy well. He's played a lot of games behind him. Again, this ball is a hanging breaking ball. He's sitting all over it. Base paths are getting beat up by the Tigers this inning. Good news.
Tigers now have 4 hits. They have a 2-run lead. Here's Castellanos. Ground ball back up the middle. It'll be gobbled up by Merrifield. Bobbles, and now he has no play. Everybody is safe. And the inning continues for Kennedy. It'll be an error on the play for Whit Merrifield. First and third, the inning continues.
Jay up, first pitch swinging. Castellanos first pitch. And Jay up may have pulled something, or trainers are coming out.
Kevin Rand is out to take a look at Upton.
He was really motoring to second base out of the box. Brad's
coming out of the game.
Yeah, going to put Jacoby in or Mikey.
So Upton will depart after delivering a 2-run double.
Going to be careful right here. Here's Jay up. He's really scooting right here, and he slides late. He might have jammed his foot. That looked okay. I think if it was anything, good second, third here. He knew that he wasn't going to. So I think that happened when he was running hard out of the box. He was really running hard. We got Mikey Matuk taking over for him, trying to get loose, running up and down the lines.
So Upton is done for the night. Matuk is the pinch runner. He'll remain in the game. And the Tigers have scored 4 big ones here in the third. They've taken a 5-3 lead. Here is Presley stepping in. Let's keep piling on. There's ball 1.
Take a look. Here's Jay up out of the box. See, he's running good. He's got a good turn. He might have stumbled a little bit right there. Looked like everything was fine, but sometimes it takes a little bit of time and things start to tighten up. It appears to be the case. We'll get word here shortly.
Here's the 1-0. Not for Dave Island and Ned Yost. You got to be getting concerned here with the pitch count in this inning alone on Kennedy. And he is up to 68 for the game. Seth Main is starting to warm up in their bullpen. 35 in this inning for the right-hander Ian Kennedy. Here's ball 3.
He just lost it, didn't he?
Very quickly.
Tigers came out attacking, though. He made some mistakes. They made him pay. I don't know if you remember, I said that in the past. A home run tends to ignite this Tigers offense, and it has here in the third. Victor going deep in the second.
Strike 1 on the outer edge. Got the benefit of the call there. Presley bounced out in the second. Tigers at one point trailed 3-0. Now they lead 5-3. Fouled away, 3-2 on Presley.
Surprised they're holding Nick over here because they've got the second baseman. He's been playing over here in this area. You got still a hole here, but look at how much distance is here. That's 3 draws right there. Probably confuse you. But you just look at where the empty spot is. For Presley, you think more middle right now.
Tigers bat around here in the third. 3-2. Fouled away. Two-run doubles by Martinez and Upton, although J-Up had to leave the game. And as soon as we get word on Upton, we'll certainly pass it along. But now Presley trying to tack on here with the Tigers up by 2. Popped up foul.
Get out of here.
And Butera will run out of room about 3 rows deep.
.73 pitches, so he is piling up, isn't he? 42 strikes, 31 balls.
He's got 40 in this inning.
You know, when I was managing Ian, I had a situation like this. You hate to leave a pitcher out here this long. They would never do it to a young pitcher. the guy who's got, you know, a couple thousand innings on his arm, they know how to deal with it. But you do worry about it.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out to finally end the inning, but a big inning for the Tigers. They bat around. They got a couple of big hits in this frame. Couple of walks, but the big bats. J.D. Martinez doubling in 2. Justin Upton plated 2 more. Tigers up 5-3. Down to lead 5-3. Time now for the unlimited baseball break, brought to you by T-Mobile tonight. Albert Pujols hit his 599th home run last night.
Looking for 600, huh? Robbie Ray, originally a Tiger. He's really come out throwing the ball well. And what do you got on Bryce Harper, huh?
That suspension reduced to 3 games after an appeal. Usually works that way.
Did you see the comments that by his agent?
No.
He said that the reasoning is that because it was a provoked situation, he was provoked, that the pitcher Strickland obviously planned this, that he should be given leniency.
There's a drive to left. That's going to be a base hit for Hosmer. Leadoff single. Who should be given leniency? Strickland?
Harper, because Strickland was premeditated. 1,000 career hits will save that baseball. Oh, look at, they threw it to the Tigers side. Follow that bat boy and tape him to see if he doesn't act like he throws it in the stands. They're not gonna.
There's a few knocks standing at first base there between Cabrera and Hosmer.
There's 3,000, isn't there?
Yeah.
Miggy's got a couple.
Here is Perez. And Salvador sends it high in the air to left. Matuk is under it. Hosmer holds, 1 gone. Time for a game break now with Matt Shepard. They are impressive. We saw them earlier on this trip. The Astros, the first team since the 2001 M's with 38 wins, 22 over 500 at the end of May. Incredible.
I think that they may have the best hitter in baseball on their team too.
Altuve?
Yep.
I wouldn't disagree with you at all.
He's unbelievable. He's not big in stature, but he just hits the ball hard everywhere, steals bases, plays good defense.
And he will hit with power, too.
He got pop.
Jorge Bonifacio, the batter here. He bounced out his first time up. Getting word on Justin Upton, we'll pass along to you in just a second. Here's the 1-1. Line to center field. Presley on the move, and 2 gone. A mild right quad strain for Upton. The operative word there, mild. So I guess that's good news.
Yeah, it could be. Probably he was running really hard right there, and he probably felt it, so they're just going to be precautionary. Probably smart. We've been talking about the games played and the schedule. So Tigers have an off day tomorrow, so he'll get 2.5 full days off if he's going to play on Tuesday against the White Sox.
Whit Merrifield, the batter. Matt Boyd gave up 3 runs in the first. He faced 8 men, but his teammates had come back to put up 1 in the second and 4 in the third to give him the lead now. Merrifield had a walk in the first inning. He put together a 12-pitch at bat that resulted in a walk in last night's game.
He's definitely a battler, isn't he?
He is, man. He's had a great series.
You know, last year, I believe, if you look this up, I believe he was not even protected on this roster. Anybody could have had him. He looks pretty good this year, doesn't he?
So far, so good. A little bit outside. Off speed there from Boyd. Royals have 5 hits and the Tigers have 4. Chesler, Cuthbert waiting on deck. Off the end of the bat.
Tigers feeding him a lot of off-speed pitches. Doesn't look good on him, but you got to keep him in the strike zone. He eked the walkout last time, now 1-2.
Last 4 starts, opponents were averaging about 9 hits per game against Boyd. And after surviving that first inning, he is hopefully settling in now. We're talking about the month of May for Boyd and how it's been a rocky go after a really good month of April. Are you one that subscribes that once the calendar turns, it kind of resets in a player's mind?
You need it to. You know, I mean, if you're rolling, you don't want to have that mentality, but you know, the psyche and what you're thinking, you're trying to get them to free their minds up. It can be a good tool.
Popped up first base side, again back toward the seats. 50 now for Matthew Boyd, and here it is by inning.
25 in the first, pretty efficient second and third.
25 for Boyd in a frame, 41 for Kennedy in the third inning for the Royals. Down the right field line, slicing. And JD runs out of room.
Well, those corners are tough over there where JD just went down in there, and I used to, depending on the batter, but I used to tend to cheat over towards the line so you could get over there quicker. I always felt that was good going to the alley. You want to have a lot of room to cover so you don't really run into a wall, but that wall, those walls on the side, they just, you could run straight into them. JD, obviously, if you remember, got hurt last year running into that area.
They seem to come up on you quickly in foul ground. Not a whole lot of foul territory as you go toward the pole in right field.
So over to the right, the foul line goes right into no foul territory. There you go. So you're running right into there. JD's well over there. He doesn't want to be out of control going into that apparatus right there.
There's a drive in the air toward the corner and right. JD cruising over, has room, and Merrifield is out of there. That'll end the inning. No runs to hit, 1 man left, 3 in the books. And here in KC, Tigers fans enjoying a 5-3 lead.
Here's our Comerica Bank game summary. Tigers trailed 3-0. Then it came back with a home run by Victor Martinez in the second, made it 3-1. And they've had some big innings here. JD Martinez in the third, plates a couple. And then Jay up right behind him on the first pitch, plates 2 more. Tigers now lead 5-3.
Seth Maness will come on out of the bullpen, so Kennedy is done for the night. It is a wall side windows pitching change, and Iglesias looks at a ball inside.
We had Maness on opening night, threw a couple of innings, I believe.
He was called up on May 10th from their AAA team.
Doesn't throw hard, moves it around very well. He's got the fastball, changeup, and a pretty good slider, but he'll throw any pitch equally. He has very good location. He'll be sneaky. He'll throw that fastball inside.
That'll be a leadoff single for Iglesias. I was just about to say, right-handers bat over 400 against Maness this year in the big leagues.
Well, Iglesias has been hot, around 400 on the trip. Adds another one here, leadoff single.
It was Romine in the third that got it going against the starter Kennedy with a walk. Kennedy walked 3 batters in that inning. There's a right back to the mound on one hopper, and that's going to be a double play.
Well, this is an at bat Andrew Romine wants back. He just kind of bit right out of Seth Maness' hand. There was no candy there. That was a double play enticing pitch. It was a sinker down and away. And quickly Iglesias is erased by the double play.
2 out, nobody on for Avila. Alex strikeout ground out in this game. Infield playing to pull on Avila. Made this out of Pinehurst, North Carolina. That's how the defense plays him. Or Avila, that is. Little roller foul. 1 ball and 1 strike. Maness was signed as a minor league free agent. He did have time with the Cardinals in the big leagues, really up until last year. 4 seasons in the majors over in the National League with the Cards.
Yeah, if you come up with the Cardinals, you're viewed in a pretty good light. It's known as a real good organization. Teach fundamentals, play the game the right way, know how to pitch. That goes way back to Tony La Russa and Dave Duncan and his staff. Walt Jocarty was then the GM then.
And Maness is a guy that appeared in a lot of games for them. Back-to-back years of better than 70 appearances. Here's the 1-2. Avila skies it in the air to left. Ball hit well. Gordon going back. Track wall gone. An opposite field home run for Alex Avila. And the Tigers lead 6-3.
And a 1-2 pitch. That ball really jumped off his bat right there. Tigers add another.
7th of the year for Avila. What does he hit with power the other way this year? There you go.
2 to left, 3 to center, 2 to right. It's just really good distribution. Well,
Miggy drives one to the gap in right center field. That'll get down and go to the wall. It's going to be extra bases for Cabrera. He will cruise in with a double.
You're happy about that?
I sure am. My selection and pick the stick.
2 points. So it gives you 3 on the night.
4. Cabrera scored in the 3rd.
You know, you got a walk. That's 1, right?
Right. And he scored. That's 2.
And a 2 base.
That's 4. You're trying to cheat me.
No, I'm just trying to understand the rules. I'm at 4 as well with JD. Now you get some for RBI too, right? That's a 6-pointer. Double, run, and RBI. That's 5.
Correct. Tigers see if they can get this run in here. Victor's standing up there now with 2 outs.
Keep piling on.
Long way to go in this game, and so the Tigers trying to get as many as possible here. They come back from a 3-0 deficit in the 1st inning. Victor pounds it foul, back out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Really looks like Victor's trying to go to left field or through that big hole in the left side of the infield. A lot of real estate open right here. See him trying to direct it out right there. We'll take it. Miggy can jog home.
Bouncing ball right side deep in the hole to the grass. It's going to be no play. That's going to be a base hit for Martinez.
Good play right there to cut that ball down by the second baseman.
Merrifield saved a run.
Yeah, he did. There's a lot of real estate out there. Just this would be normally an out, but Merrifield got over there. Miggy has to stop at 3rd. That would leave it up to JD Martinez again. Another opportunity here, Mario.
Here's your boy. JD 2-run double tied the game back in the 3rd. 19 driven in now for Martinez.
Might get a walk here. Jay Up left the game. Got to be careful with JD, who's been hot for the Tigers.
Now you talk about some really good production. Martinez now 19 RBIs in 19 games off the disabled list.
That projects very good.
The 2-0.
Ball too low. JD let it go. Now if that would have been inside, he may have offered at it. He can elevate that pitch. The pitch that he took, he could not.
Tigers already now with 8 hits. He spins one down low. 3-1, JD. Royals back into maintenance with some action in their bullpen now.
Yeah,
strike called. Martinez discarded the bat. Will Little says nope.
JD said sorry about that. The box track shows it did get the upper and in part of the strike zone. You don't want to show the umpires up, not intentionally.
3-2. Fly ball, right field, fairly deep playable. Bonifacio, edge of the track to end the inning.
Just missed that.
Tigers get another one. Alex Avila goes the other way. And the Tigers lead 6-3. Well, Tigers fans enjoying this one tonight, to say the least. 6-3 ball game.
So far, it's early here as we head into the bottom of the fourth, but in a good mood right now. Tigers lead 6-3.
And it'll be Chesler, Cuthbert, then Butera, and then Gordon, bottom three, facing Matt Boyd. Ball one inside to Cuthbert, who singled in two in the first to give the Royals a 3-0 edge.
Yeah, if you're Matt Boyd, he's had a couple decent innings after that rocky first. You want to keep it going.
There's a drive in the air toward right center field. That ball hit pretty good. And it is going to go off the base of the wall. Cuthbert is on his way to second. And he's in with a leadoff double. It's his second hit.
Yeah, he had a pull it his first time up as well. Good approach. Ball's got a lot of middle right here. And he drills it to right center field. This is a big gap, as you can see. Presley grabs it. Leadoff double.
Boyd has given us 6 hits now. They'll bring up Drew Butera. Butera struck out in the first. That ended the inning. Fouled back 0-1. 3 out of 8 for the Tigers with men in scoring position. The Royals 3 for 5.
Remember Drew's dad, Sal?
I do. Former Tiger. Although very briefly, much of his time was with the Twins?
Yeah, Twins.
The 0-1.
We had a bench clearing brawl, actually 2 in one game with the Twins when his dad was there. He was catching. So Enos Cabell went out, Chet Lemon went out. I was on deck behind Enos, so I went out and tackled his dad. We didn't really, we didn't fight, but it was my responsibility to keep him off of my teammate. We have a chuckle about that when we run by each other.
The 0-2. High fly ball to center. That's going to be playable for Presley. Runner tagging and coming to third base. 1 out. We check in now with Johnny Kane.
Well, Mario, as you know, they don't call it Cowtown, USA for nothing. Kansas City is home, in my opinion, of the world's best barbecue, certainly here in the United States. I lived here for a couple of years, and my favorite spot, Joe's Kansas City, located inside a gas station on 47th and Mission. We had an opportunity to go behind the scenes, kind of see how they prepare the meat earlier today. And, of course, the one and only Z-Man sandwich. Smoked brisket, smoked provolone, couple of onion rings on top, toasted Kaiser roll, and plenty of barbecue sauce on top. And I ask you, I know you used to live here, Gibby. There's a lot of good barbecue joints. Jack Stacks, Arthur Bryant's, Gates, LC's is good. Q39's come onto the scene. But I ask you, Gibby, your favorite barbecue.
Boy,
and Mario, I expect you to follow.
I'm getting tired just you talking about it. I'm full.
Well, what's your pick?
I don't have a pick.
You gotta have a pick.
I don't have to have a pick. My favorite barbecue place is my barbecue. How's that? My smoke.
You're no fun.
I'll play along,
fun.
Johnny. I'll play along.
Thank you.
I'm going to go now. Joe's
Jack's
really strong. You going Jack Stack?
Yeah.
He's going Jack Stack. I'm going Gates. I love Gates.
You really can't go wrong.
You can't go wrong. It's really hard to pick.
Hey, I will say, so we talked to the director of marketing, Doug Wargle, and so we didn't know this going in. He actually grew up in Detroit. Said he watched the '68 World Series, 1984. Then he moved here to Kansas City in 1989, so he's had to switch his allegiance a little bit. But how interesting is that?
The connection.
Tying together.
We get back to that.
He's a Gibby fan. Who isn't?
Stop.
Plenty of people.
yeah. Mario right now.
Little pop-up foul ground, and Avila makes a sliding play. Nicely done.
So that's really hard. You can't. It's hard to pick. It really is. They're outstanding all themselves. And I got you that one day asking what your favorite child was. It's not quite on the same level, but it's tough.
You can't pick your favorite child. You probably can't pick your favorite barbecue here. They're all really good.
Good job by Alex right there. That's a good play.
All right, now the Tigers trying to strand this runner at third. It'll be Escobar with 2 outs. Ground out, fly out for Alcides Escobar. 6-3, Tigers have the lead. Escobar, look out, drills one back up the middle into center, and Boyd hit the deck. An absolute missile up the middle.
Yeah, it's just not a good pitch right here. It's a changeup, I believe. Escobar is going to be swinging. He swung at the first pitch. He almost gets hit bad, and that's right down the heart of the plate. Ooh.
2-out knock to drive in a run. Brad not going to take any chances. He will make a change here.
Yeah, he's got a full bullpen and an off day. He's going to empty it to try and win this game.
It'll be a wall side windows pitching change. Warwick Soppold comes trotting in. Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by Bell Tire. For tires and auto service, everybody needs a Bell Tire guy. And by Chevrolet, the most awarded car company 3 years in a row. Back here in Kansas City, where good barbecue can be found on just about every corner, it seems. Tigers lead now is down to 2. 6-4 is our score. Warwick Soppold comes out of the bullpen.
You see his sixth game coming in. He's got a very good fastball to go with the cutter.
Runner goes. Here's the throw down to second. Tag. Got him.
Nice.
What a throw by Avila, right on target. See if the Royals want to check this. Nope, they waved it off.
He got him.
So that didn't take long. Inning over.
Sam called the game. Alex Avila had a really good inning. Cut down Escobar in the very first pitch after Soppold coming in. Throw right on the money. Then also the little pop-up that he jammed Alex Gordon on. Look at this, the young fella. This is not an easy play for a catcher running away from the plate like that. Wasn't that high, but did the job well. Counted for 2 good outs that inning. Good plays.
2-run ball game now, and back to the bullpen go the Royals. Wall sign windows change with Chris Young.
Tallest guy in the big league, 6'10". Chris Young. Not a hard thrower, but he likes to throw it at the top of the zone. Lots of sliders, fastball, slider, elevated fastballs.
First at bat for Mikey Matuk.
So you used to always wonder how this guy didn't look like he had much. He always got a lot of guys out, and he's got that big frame, long arm. That's 60 feet 6 inches to the mound, but how far do you think it is where he's releasing those pitches? He's got to be 8, 9, 10 feet out there.
I would say so. I mean, is it possible to call a guy that's 6'10" sneaky?
Yeah, it is sneaky, and he's got angle. They talk about angle. Maybe the kid last night had angle. Chris Young's got angle.
That'll bounce in. 2-2 on Matuk. Chris Young now 38 years old. He's been around the big leagues a while. Broke in with Texas in 04. Slice to center field. Lorenzo Cain coming on to make the play.
Boy, he really scooted after that. Closed the ground.
Matuk thought he had a hit. So did I. Fans, this Saturday the Tigers take on the White Sox at 4:10. Be sure to arrive early. It's the special pregame on-field clinic hosted by Tigers players and coaches. Go to Tigers.com or call 866-66-TIGER.
Those are good little clinics for kids. They really are.
Have a chance to learn from the big leaguers.
In the big league park.
There's a ground ball, fair ball inside the bag at third. Castellanos will have extra bases. And Nicholas in with a stand-up double. Tigers pounding the ball all over the lot tonight.
Good sign. Nick getting in the array of hits. He had an error last time by the Royals, and he gets a hit for his efforts this time. Tucks it inside the third base bag. An easy double with one down.
9 Tigers hits in this game. Here's Presley.
Now let's get him in.
Strikeout, ground out for Alex Presley. Tigers in this game now have 2 homers, and they have 1, 2, 3, 4 doubles. 2-0. Young has played with the Rangers, the Padres, Mets, Seattle, and KC. Last 3 years now with the Royals. He can start games. He can pitch out of the bullpen. Snap throw back down to second. He just got back.
Good communication by Escobar and Butera. Almost had Nick down there. Watch, it all happens in behind us right away. It's planned. When you shuffle off as soon as that ball crosses the plate, and the Royals, they're thinking about taking a look at this. No, they waved it off. But you have to get back. You can't stand out there and be a spectator. Nick got back though. A little anxious moment on the way though.
Right at the bottom of the strike zone, 3-1 on Presley. So Young comes on. They had Manus in the game. There's another walk.
Some action here with Iglesias now. Iglesias has a hit and a ground out. Chance to plate another run for the Tigers. But Nick, you was kind of joking the other day about the fact that he hasn't been running the bases too much lately. So the other day when he got a walk, he was pretty excited. He said get his legs loose, running first to third, on base a couple times again tonight. So good sign.
Runners go, and there's going to be no throw. A double steal. Big jump by Castellanos, right on cue with what you're talking about.
Yeah, Chris Young has always had a high leg kick. They've scouted him. He just jumps him. Don't think Butera had a good grip on the ball. It looked like he might have been thrown to second base actually. A good play by the Tigers. You get ahead, stay aggressive. Second, third, now 1 out. The Royals are going to have to pull that infield in. Makes it even easier for Iglesias to get the ball through the infield on the ground.
So the Tigers have 4 walks in this game now. They have walked a lot in the month of May. And Iglesias trying to cash in here. The 2-0. Iglesias a single and a ground out. Romine on deck. The Tigers starters in this game, only Presley and Romine do not have hits. Iggy looks at ball 3, 3-1. So Young has had trouble throwing strikes since coming in.
So Clarkie, you can see him up here in this corner here. He's telling Nick contact or let it go through.
3-2.
So let's look at Nick. He's going to walk down. He tells him. And then went on the swing. It looks like he was going on contact. You want to be moving.
Spoil there on a pitch.
Yeah, way to foul that off.
Here's the Tigers box score, very busy.
Presley and Romy, the only two without. Matuk, he just got in the game though. Other than that, plenty of action.
Yeah, Upton had a couple of doubles before he left with a mild strain of his quad. Popped up out of play. We're talking about, Gibby, the Tigers in the month of May. Only the Rays have had more walks in the American League.
Tell you, look at all these numbers to try and figure out what does it really mean. And tonight they've gotten the walks and they've also got the hits, so it plays well. Obviously going to score runs in that. He had some walks last night, did not score them.
Yeah, they've cashed in here this evening, but the Tigers here in the month of May have averaged about 7 men left on base. A lot of those walks have not come around to score. Meanwhile, Iglesias putting together a good at bat. This will be the 9th pitch coming up. The infield in. Swing and a miss, and Young finally got him 2 gone. That'll bring up Romine.
That hurt. Romy's got to pick him up.
Walk and a run scored back in the 3rd. Otherwise, a strikeout and a double play ball for Romine. Tigers scored 4 in the 3rd, their biggest inning tonight. They lead by 2. Strike 1 to Romine. Tigers able to bounce Ian Kennedy out of this game after some early trouble and an early lead. He had a 41 pitch 3rd. They knocked him out after 3.
Tell you, this is going to be a long game. You can just tell that we're not even through 4.5 innings and we're what 2 hours already. So this is one of those games you have to stay patient, stay into the game. Could be a lot of swings in these types of games.
Kind of like game 1 in this series. We had a ton of swings. There's a ground ball right to first. Hosmer is going to take it himself, and the Tigers strand 2. Tigers still lead by a pair, and Tigers baseball tonight presented by Bell Tire.
5, Tigers lead 6-4. Justin Verlander, he's watching the game tonight. It's a little different game. Last night we were knotted up, but no runs, no offense at all by either pitcher. However, the Royals broke through to score 1 off JV through a Jim, and think he'd like those runs tonight.
Oh, no doubt about that. Tigers could not muster anything for him offensively last night. Tonight, different story. 6 runs on 9 hits.
You may need more. I talked to JV today in the clubhouse and felt pretty good about it. You know, there's disappointment that you didn't win, but he set out to throw his changeup more, and he did. Threw some good ones, a couple of right-on-right changes, and he's ready to go. Whenever there's speculation they might move him up on because of the off day.
Lorenzo Cain leading it off. Ball missing low and away. Tigers will have an off day tomorrow. They'll fly home from KC tonight, and then they'll have an off day on Monday with that White Sox series Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
They all with the White Sox.
Little chopper to the second baseman. Routine there for Romine. Cain is out, 1 gone in the 5th. Soppold had to come on. The Tigers' Matthew Boyd started, but
he got the quick hook.
Yeah, he did.
But you know what? 3 2/3 innings, 7 hits, 4 runs. He had a walk and a strikeout. I know he's disappointed, but I think Brad realized he had the off day tomorrow. He's got his full bullpen. They had Cain up. He wanted to cut that off. He felt it was the right thing to do. He loves Matt Boyd. It's nothing personal, but again, you have to make good decisions based upon the circumstances in front of you. You got pitching, struggling a bit. Get him out of there. He did a good job. It's just what I see with Matt Boyd is you just got to have more consistency in his pitches. That's all. And he's young, and he will. He's got the determination to do so. Great person, good pitcher, got good stuff, and be patient with it, and he'll progress as the year goes on.
Boyd did not go the requisite 5 innings, so he's not eligible to get a win tonight if the Tigers win this thing. Hosmer 2 singles, his 1,000th big league hit with his single in the 3rd. 2-1 on Eric Hosmer.
Again, Warwick's got the fastball, the cutter, curveball he uses quite a bit as well, and the change.
Big rip there by Hosmer. He's got himself a pretty nice little streak going now. He's been on base in 33 consecutive home games.
Wonder if he's ever pulled an oblique. Well, he really lets it go, huh?
Thinking
like
about
he
that
swings harder than ever.
Myself, I mean, with the rip that he takes. There's the Royals box score. Not a whole lot going on at the bottom, but top of the lineup doing some damage. Now the 2-2. Little chopper. Soppold, nice play. He'll just take it himself.
We've been doing some analyzation on the pitchers and their routes to first base. We'll add this one to it. Takes a really good pitch right here. JV had one of these last night. He did not reach it. He regressed on to first. Warwick gets it and just easily takes it himself.
2 gone now for Salvador Perez. Tigers trying to win this series, and if they do, it'll be their first series win since Baltimore back in the middle of the month. That series, the 16th through the 18th, the last homestand, which seems like ages ago. Tigers right now just wrapping up this long 11-game stretch in 10 days. Now the 0-1. Single by Perez in the first, knocked in a run. He's 1 for 2.
2-1. Supposed to be a chance of rain tonight. It rained earlier, and it's turned into a really nice night. Tigers win makes it better.
Here's the 2-1. In on his hands that time. 2-2.
Good location right there. Been throwing him sliders down and away. Puts that one in on his hands, and Perez with a defensive swing.
Sappold in search of the 1-2-3 fifth. Tigers gonna have to piece it together the rest of the way with their bullpen. And a ground ball right side. Ranging left is Romine. That'll be a 1-2-3 inning. When we come back, Kirk Gibson is going to do some fundamentals for us. The fundamentals of covering first. That's coming up next.
All right, we're back, and we've been paying attention to the pitchers. Look at the routes. Alex Wilson, good job. You see he's running, covered 50.4 feet. Got there early. Now, this is JV last night. He's got to look at the ball, go for it. And if he can't get it, he has to make a decision right here to let Mickey get it. Now, he's got to change his direction, go out at first. Well done. And then tonight, Warwick Sappold right here. He does get it easily on the first. So, you know, we kind of don't realize what the pitchers have to do. Some of the pitchers aren't so athletic, but the Tigers covered it really well this series. And it's, if you get over there quicker, it's much easier to catch the ball. The one thing you don't want to do is extend yourself, tick the ball, so nobody gets it and the guy makes it to first.
I'd say the one time you do notice it is when that pitcher either gets a late break or forgets to cover first base. Then it's pretty glaring.
But what happens if you don't get there quickly and in time? If the throw's a little off, you can't adjust because you're scrambling almost full speed to get over there. And they do these things called PFPs, pitchers fielding practice, in spring training. I mean, how many have you seen them do? I mean, hundreds. Thousands.
Yeah, more than that. Yeah.
Okay. And they do them kind of 3/4 speed. You say do them harder, but nothing can duplicate what happens in these games. The footwork, just like it is on the bases, on defense, in the batter's box, pitching. There's footwork involved in fielding as a pitcher as well. So you got to work on it. Keep those feet moving.
Meanwhile, 3-0 on Avila. It'll be Avila Cabrera Martinez here against Chris Young in the 6th. And there's a strike called. 6 runs on 9 Tigers hits. The Royals have 4 runs, 7 hits.
Well, Royals pitcher Chris Young's been a starter most of his career, so he's definitely the long man out of the bullpen.
Fouled back out of play. These longmen, whether it's Chris Young or anybody else that performs this job in any bullpen, are kind of the unsung guys, because when your starting pitcher gets blown up, these guys tend to keep the bullpen in order by going a lot of innings.
Well, they allow you to rest some of your other players. Ideally, you don't want to use the whole bullpen tonight. You're always trying to manage and give guys nights off, so you're carrying the torch right now.
Strike called on Avila, and he is punched out of there. Didn't like that call by Will Little. Tough spot for a catcher. You don't want to beef too much. But he didn't like it.
Yeah, it looked like it was right on the corner. Nasty pitch. Comes back from 3-0. Good job by Chris Young, and Alex not too happy.
Here is Miguel Cabrera. Miggy skies one in the air to right field.
Just missed it.
Going to go to the wall where Bonifacio makes the catch. 2 outs now. We check in with Johnny Kane.
Hey, that one came close to reaching the fountains out here, and that is one of the great features of Kauffman Stadium. Of course, Kansas City is known as the city of fountains, and whenever a guy gets a hold of one, it'll sometimes travel as far as out here into the outfield. A couple of weeks ago, Kansas City Royals game, Brandon Moss hit one out here deep, and a fan decided, yeah, I'll get in there and get after it. Although there are plenty of signs around here that say not to do that. You will be punished by the full extent of the law, and thusly this guy was escorted from the game. And a couple of years ago, I remember there was a lady, her name was Fountain Mom. She did the same thing, and she had a couple in her. I think she was half cocked by the time she got in there, and she ended up, I think, losing her job. So it can be, although it looks enticing, you got to stay out of the water, people.
Hey, Johnny, you were out in the raindrops in Chicago a couple of days ago. What do you say? Give it a shot. Go for it.
We'll cover it.
It's nothing new.
We'll cover it. Don't worry, Johnny.
Gibby's my protector, man.
We'll pay your bail.
You bail me out. I know it.
I'll bail you out. We'll be there to pick you up next time we come through.
Attaboy. I can wait.
All right, Johnny, thanks, man. 2 gone now for Victor Martinez. People actually jump in the fountains here.
That's only not too many do. Doesn't look like it be such a nice place to swim.
No.
You have to get in there from the sides, wouldn't you?
Not to mention the possibility of getting electrocuted. That wouldn't be good.
No, that wouldn't be good at all. Certainly no fish in there, so there'd be no purpose to go in there.
0-2 on Martinez. Victor on base 3 times in this game. He'll chop this one to first. Hosmer has it there. And Chris Young has a 1-2-3 inning. Oh, here's Fountain Mom. Trying to escape the authority. There she goes.
She's slippery.
Fountain Mom.
Go!
as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning here at KC. The first results have come rolling in from the All-Star balloting. You got Miguel Cabrera.
He's first over at first. Salvador Perez from the Royals is up there, you see, at catcher. That's got to go to week before July 11th.
Right.
Maybe like the 8th or something like that. We'll look that up for you. Get online, go to MLB.com, and get your votes in. Vote for your favorite Tigers.
Mike Trout, of course, injured, even though he leads the center field balloting. It is Bonifacio to lead things off. Bonifacio, then Merrifield and Cuthbert. Warwick Soppold still in there. No wave and a miss. Good action on that slider at good location.
So the deadline is June 29th at 11:59 p.m. That's your deadline. So you can vote. The rules are online there. I know I haven't looked at them this year.
35 times?
Yeah, it's a lot.
Slap foul out of play. All right, we're going to make it official now. You can head to Tigers.com/vote to send your favorite Tigers to the 2017 Major League Baseball All-Star Game. July 18th in Miami. Vote today, vote tomorrow. Vote at Tigers.com/vote, and you'll get all the information you need there to send your favorite Tigers to the All-Star Game. Miguel has been a fixture at the All-Star Game. One and two on Bonifacio. Tigers 6 runs, 9 hits. Royals 4 runs, 7 hits. Ooh, bouncing away in front of the plate. 2 and 2 on Bonifacio. The brother of Emilio Bonifacio. They are the 3rd set of brothers that have ever played for the Royals. Of course, George and Ken Brett were Royals at one time. And Tony Pena Jr. and Francisco Pena played for the Royals.
He's built a lot different than his brother, a little bigger. Emilio was really fast.
Chopper to the shortstop, Iglesias. And Bonifacio is out. One away. By the way, the Tigers host the White Sox this Saturday at 4:10. Former Tigers pitcher Jack Morris will take part in the pregame Q&A session. It's at 2:45 in the Big Cat Court, part of the Alumni Saturdays. For tickets, go to Tigers.com or call 866-66-TIGER.
So they took Matt Boyd out in the 4th, bottom of the 4th. Since then, he's got a caught stealing and 4 ground balls. That's what I call take care of business when you come in out of the bullpen.
Well, you're not kidding. Soppold's been really good. Whit Merrifield a walk and a fly ball. Merrifield trying to extend his hitting streak, which right now is at 15 consecutive games. That is a career high for him.
Good cutter right there.
The 1-1. That one stays low. 2 balls and 1 strike. Soppold took over in the 4th. When they caught the runners stealing, that was Escobar. Then a 1-2-3 5th. Here's the 2-1. Right at the bottom of the strike zone. 2-2.
93, 94 mile an hour with the fastball coming in. That cutter's 88, 89. Good variation. The cutter looks like the heater. It finishes late, moving off away from the right-handed hitters.
Try to get him to chase. Wouldn't do it though. 3-2.
Merrifield's got a lot of deep counts in these 3 games, hasn't he?
Yeah, he is. We talked about that. What long at bat he had the other night. It was a 12-pitch at bat that ended up with a walk. He's just been grinding out his at bats. Now the 3-2. Sappold now at 25 pitches. And Merrifield tonight has seen 21 pitches in his 3 at bats so far.
7 per at bat. That's a lot. It's huge.
Mordick trying to finish him off. Chopped up the middle of Iglesias on the run. Merrifield is out.
Another ground ball. So the most Sappold he's been 2 innings on May 28th. He went 4 1/3 way back in a month, 3 1/3 back in April 20th. So I kind of believe he's going to try and get through this inning and maybe go to Greeny or somebody. Greeny, Alex, Justin.
Brought up a great point about the fact the Tigers have an off day tomorrow, and JV went deep into the game last night. So Brad can go to that bullpen without much worry this evening. Cuthbert looks at a strike. Did a little research before the game, Gibby, to see if there were ever any other Cuthberts that played in the big leagues.
Did you look?
Such a unique name. I did.
Is there?
There was a Ned Cuthbert who played a long time ago. 1871. That's all I got. Right back to the mound, and Sappold going to have himself another ground ball out. And 2 straight, 1, 2, 3 innings.
What a job. Top of the 7th, we're going to do a little base running right here. We got Miggy on and Victor on earlier in the game. And JD hits the ball down to the corner. Now look at it. Got everybody. He's looking at the runners. Runners are looking ahead. Does he go? I got to go. Clarkie sends right here. He sends on Miggy. Now he's got to get his eyes back here to. Is that Victor? A lot going on. A lot of reads going on. And of course, most of the time when you're at the park, you watch the ball, don't you?
Right, you do.
Just trying to point some things out. They go. You see mistakes, like a guy runs through a sign and stuff. I'm just trying to show you why.
A lot of moving parts. Here's Martinez. Chris Young came on and has thrown a couple of scoreless innings. Of course, he's had good numbers over the years against the Tigers. A 1.59 ERA versus Detroit. Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike on JD. Drove in 2 back in the 3rd. Tigers have led 6-4 since the 4th inning tonight. Now the 1-1. The center field on a line right at Lorenzo Cain.
Okay, same inning. This is the 3rd inning. Now we've got Victor and JD on the base, and J up hits the double. You can see it's tracking him, how long it takes him, how far it is. He's running 193 feet. It took him 7.8 seconds. Just a little faster than if Mario ran it.
J up could probably run it backwards faster than I could these days.
Not now. He's got a bad quad.
Well, that's true.
Tell you what, JD, he had the big 2-run double, but he's hit 2 liners to the center fielder as well, swinging good. Somebody must be jinxing him.
Well, here is Matuk, who took over for Upton. Had mild quad strain was the word on J up. There's a little looper in the left. That's going to drop. Base hit. Matuk joins the party with a single.
Could have had a hit his previous at bat. Lorenzo Cain ran it down. Gets one this time and one down. I would be looking to try and advance via the stolen base. Chris Young is historically one of the easier pitchers to run on. He's worked on his times to first, but still, he's big. He's got a big body to get moving to the plate, and you time it right, you can make it.
Yeah, there's probably only so much you can work on when you're 6'10". Just try and speed it up.
He'll throw over.
And he'll chase Matuk back. Tigers trying to build on their 6-4 lead.
Now you look at pitchers, how good their move is. You start to feel comfortable and get out there, kind of get in their head a little bit, and start thinking about stopping you. Get more than that if you want. Getting back easy.
Castellanos had a double in his last at bat, and that was his 100th career double.
A little overswing right there. He saw it well. Wasn't going for a single, was he?
He was swinging for the downs. You remember your first big league hit, don't you?
No, I don't.
Where was it?
I don't. I remember my first big league home run, though.
But you don't remember your first big league hit?
I don't.
Come on.
I don't.
Castellanos got his right here in KC, but he's about to bounce into a double play. Got him. Bang, bang at first base. That'll end the inning. No runs to hit. Nobody left. Let's see if the Tigers want to scope this one out. Brad says, hold on. Nope. No challenge. 6-4. Tigers have a lead. Coming up, the Consumers Energy 7th inning stretch. Royals coming up. Tigers lead it by 2 runs. 6 runs on 10 hits for KC. The Royals 4 runs, 7 hits.
Matt Boyd started. Did not last through the 4th inning. Warwick Sopel has come in and shut the door via the ground ball.
Yeah, 6 of them, 3 in the 5th, 3 in the 6th, and Sopel now going out answering the bell here in the 7th. Drew Butera leads it off, and he sends a ground ball foul to third base. 0-1. Butera, then Gordon, and then Escobar. Tiger bullpen trying to close this one out after Boyd was taken out in the 4th inning.
Shane Green is up also in the bullpen, so you're going to get as much out of Warwick as you can. That they won't have a long leash, it looks like, should he falter.
Butera is 0 for 2. Ground ball to short. Iglesias has been busy tonight. 1 away, another ground ball out.
7.
We'll bring up Alex Gordon. There's Shane Green.
Retired 7 in a row, and they caught steal, so that's 8 in a row, right?
Correct. They caught Escobar trying to steal in the 4th. Gordon has not done a whole lot in the series. He is 1 for 8, 0 for 2 in this one. Foul pop his last time up. And he'll look at a ball outside.
They've really thrown him inside and sawed him off. They're getting in his kitchen. See the action on that pitch right there. Good sinker. That's a changeup, I'm sorry. Good downward action. Starts at the bottom of the zone. Good movement, vertical and horizontal, on the finish. Here they come in.
Low ball 2. Gordon has been devoid of power this year, has not homered in a game yet. He has only 9 RBIs, and you see the 171 batting average. The 2-1. 2-2 on Gordon, who disapproves of that last call by Will Little. And Gordon shoots one on the ground to the right side, gobbled up there by Romine. And another ground ball out. Kind of amazing. Warwick Sopel has really done a job in this game. 2 gone here in the 7th inning. Mario and Gibby here at the ballpark tonight. And
hi, buddy.
We're going to mention that. Hey, what's up? We're going to mention that the bullpen's going to have to do the job tonight. Sopel's been great. I mean, this offense waking up as well tonight.
It is good to see the 6 runs on the board, but Sopel is the story right now. He's totally changed the way this game is proceeding. That's 8 ground ball outs in a row, plus the caught stealing. It's exactly what the Tigers needed. And we've talked earlier in the game about how plays influence extra pitches from the starters, which gets transferred to the relievers. And he has stopped that, and now he's giving up his first hit.
First base runner given up by Sopel. It's a 2-out single. It's the 2nd hit of the ball game for Escobar. Your thoughts tonight on well, here goes Brad first. Looks like that's going to be it for Sopel.
He went to the well as far as he could. He has Shane Green out there in the bullpen, so everything is well thought out ahead. He's going to make a wall side windows pitching change.
Nice job by Sopel tonight. Here comes Shane Green.
Let's take a look at our Bell Tire pitch-by-pitch. Warwick Sopo has come in and just thrown ground ball after ground ball. And we haven't seen this young guy too much this year. Good defense right here. Watched JV do it last night the right way. And just keeping his infielders busy. And, you know, when you're a player and a guy they're putting in play like this, it's fun to be on the infield. And really, nothing hard hit, no bad hops. Excellent job. And for Brad Ausmus, it's got to be encouraging that he knows that he's got another piece down there in the bullpen that he can count on.
Well, here's Lorenzo Cain now. He will come on to face Shane Green.
Am I bugging you over here?
Not at all.
Just sitting over here, people must be wondering, what are those two doing?
1-0 on Cain with a double and a run scored in this game. Swing and a miss. Well, we mentioned the bullpens are going to have to deal with it, and Green coming into this ball game now. Give you a couple of nights ago in game one, he faced 4 batters, 3 reached, and one of his rare off nights.
Well, I think it was a hit, a walk, and a hit, and Brad took him out really quickly, and he wasn't too happy. But you know, you can't get stuck on things like that happen, because here we are, 6-4 lead, bottom of the 7th inning, runner on base for Kansas City. You got to shut him down, and hopefully he's throwing the ball better than he did the other night. That was a long togetherness there, by the way. Mario wasn't playing along with me very much.
Little brotherly love.
Yeah.
1-1 on Cain. Tying run at the plate here in a 6-4 game. Royals jumped out to a 3-0 lead in the first inning. They got one more in the fourth. Tigers have pretty much controlled this game since that 3-run first.
We did miss an opportunity, men in second and third. And Iglesias struck out, and then I think Romine hit a ground ball. We left that one out there. Hopefully we can make it up. Score a couple more as we progress into the 8th and 9th inning. First things first, let's get out of this inning.
Cain looks at a ball outside. Now the count goes to 3-1 with Eric Hosmer on deck. Sappold came on in the 4th. Now Green here in the 7th. Here's the 3-1. Ground ball toward third, foul. More action in the KC pen. Strom and Soria warming up. Tigers beat up on Soria the other night.
They also beat up on Mike Minor. Minor, however, came in last night, threw the ball much better. These guys have been throwing the ball well for Kansas City.
Runner goes, and there's a strike called on the inside corner. Got him looking to end the inning.
Oh, big call there.
Tigers letting the ball travel. Hitting power to the opposite field. Simo explains next. Tigers baseball presented by Bell Tire. We'll see if the Tigers can continue that here in the 8th inning. They lead by a couple of runs. 6-4 is our score.
Yeah, I would agree with Simo, but I want to see more right now. What do you think?
Let's do it. Presley leads it off.
Insurance.
Fells it back out of play. Royals have gone back to the bullpen now. Matt Strahm, the left-hander.
Fastball, slider, occasional curve, and a change. Going to see probably fastball, slider to Presley.
Iglesias will follow, and then Romine. Young came on in the 5th. He went the 5th, 6th, and 7th, so he gave them 3 innings out of their bullpen. Here's the 0-2. That'll stay away. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Presley. Walk and a steal back in the 5th. Otherwise, strikeout, ground out. Chopper to third base. Short hop play. Nicely done. Cuthbert throws him out.
Well, he made a good quick decision there to come and get that ball. If he lays back, Presley beats it out. There you see him come. He got the short hop. That's the best hop in the world. Get that glove real close to the hop. It can't take a bad hop on you.
Here's Jose Iglesias. Iggy 1 out of 3 in the ball game tonight. Tigers have a total of 10 hits, and they lead by 2. Strike 1 on Iglesias. Straub is out of West Fargo, North Dakota. That's where he was born. That's where he lives. There can't be too many guys out of the big leagues or out of West Fargo, North Dakota.
Got a lot of baseball going on there. Right. Maybe in the summer only.
Yeah, there's summer season probably lasts a couple of weeks.
He went to community college in Kansas.
Slicing and caught on the run by Bonifacio. 2 up, 2 down. Here is our game summary. Tigers 7 extra base hits, the most of any game on the road trip, so that's good news.
Finishing strong.
What do you got on the base runners here? 5 in the first inning. 4 cents for the Royals.
Let's keep it that way. Sawpold came in and really shut this game down. Runners on base every inning until he came in. He just allowed 1 in 3 innings.
Romine cuts and misses. One ball, 1 strike. On the line to right field, right at Bonifacio. Straub comes in, has himself a 1-2-3-8. Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by Comerica Bank, a part of Detroit's and the community since 1849. Your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Visit ChevyDetroit.com to see why Chevy drives to Motor City. Wallside Windows, we can do that. We are the factory. And by Tim Hortons. Purchase coffee at a Tim Hortons today and send a deserving child to camp. Well, this one's getting late. The Tigers holding on to a 2-run lead. Alex Wilson coming out of the Detroit bullpen.
Well, just like you'd want in the 8th inning, that's the way it's set up. 25th game. Did a good job. Gave us an inning of scoreless last night. Tigers were unable to come back. The ERA is 1.57. Hopefully he shuts him down, and then he's going right through the meat of the order.
Eric Hosmer looks at a ball high and away. It'll be Hosmer, Perez, Bonifacio.
Hosmer obviously better against righties. Perez way better against righties. Bonifacio too. The last two guys are reverse split guys, meaning they hit better off the same-handed righty on righty. Normally it's the other way.
Hosmer 2 singles. 1 in the first, 1 in the second. He is 2 out of 3. Peter Moylan is tuning up the bullpen. Talk about Strom being out of North Dakota. There have been a couple of other guys from that state. Darren Erstad, pretty good player.
Went on to be a Cornhusker. Played football at Nebraska.
And Travis Hafner.
Big boy.
Rick Helling, you remember him?
Yes. So Stram was a 21st rounder, 643rd player taken. So many of you that might have a dream or think all you need is the opportunity. It happens every night. You watch guys play that got drafted down the line. They're in the big leagues and having a good time doing what they did as a little kid. 2-2 on Hosmer.
Wilson has been a workhorse for the Tigers and has probably been their most consistent reliever. Swing and a miss, man. Hosmer had himself a rip.
He doesn't shorten up too much. Ball right into the hands, and Alex cuts it in there and gets it.
Here's the upcoming matchups presented by Wallside Windows. The White Sox are coming in beginning on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And there you go.
Yeah, Tigers, Fulmer, Zimmerman, and Norris. They counter with Holland, Gonzalez, and Holmberg. David Holmberg, the lefty. He was out of Arizona as well. He was down there. I think we got him from the White Sox, and then we sent him back.
Here is Salvador Perez. Singled in run in the first when the Royals ran out to a 3-0 lead early. Tigers' biggest inning tonight, a 4-run third. Ball low, 1-1. Wilson finishing up what has been a spectacular month of May for the Tigers out of their bullpen.
He's just been so consistent last couple of years. Better this year than he was last year.
Yeah. You know, we talk about managers or players earning a manager's trust, and Wilson did that very early when he got to the big leagues. Used a lot of different situations.
He came over, was it Boston?
It was.
Came over from Boston, and so you don't really know. You scout players, but you don't really know their makeup and what you really have until you have them. And he was a surprise and has been great ever since coming over to the Tigers from the Red Sox.
He was the quiet part of that Cespedes deal.
That was a pretty good trade. Alex is still here. Got pretty good return in Michael Fulmer for Cespedes.
Now the 2-2, and that'll bounce in. 3 balls and 2 strikes now on Salvador Perez. Wilson was actually part of the first Cespedes deal, the Porcello deal.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, and then Cespedes was dealt after that to the Mets, netting Fulmer. Here's the 3-2 coming home, and Perez popped it up, straight up. 4 infielders converge, and Iglesias hauls it in. 2 away now. We check in again with Johnny Kane.
Yeah, Mario, you know, while we've been here in Kansas City, we had an opportunity to go to the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum. And for me, it was my second time going, and it's a museum that really grips you. I mean, you can go there multiple times because every time you're going to learn something different. You know, I think a lot of people, if you're a baseball fan, even more so if you like American history, there's a lot of stories that you see inside those walls that maybe you're unfamiliar with. You know, Larry Doby, Josh Gibson, Buck O'Neil, some of the greats to come through. You know, that got their start in the Negro Leagues. Of course, we all know about, you know, MLB breaking the color barrier in 1947, but it's the stories of all those guys before that. And really, to me, I think it's important for people to go understand it, see what the Negro Leagues, the impact they had. And I know that the Detroit Tigers coming up on June 30th, they're going to have a Negro Leagues weekend against the Cleveland Indians. And we'll kind of dive into the conversation that I had with the president of the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum, Bob Kendrick. So I look forward to bringing that to everybody, but certainly it's a special, special place.
Well, we look forward to it as well, Johnny. The Detroit area certainly goes deep with the Negro Leagues history. Of course, there were a few Negro Leagues ballparks in Detroit: Mack Park, Hamtramck Stadium, and DeQuinder Park. There were 3 of them that were in the Detroit area hosting Negro League teams. Deep history.
See, they had the Detroit Stars uni there. We wore those duplicates a time or 2.
We did.
Buck O'Neil here. I played in Kansas City in 1991, and what a pleasure to be around. He was a leader here in Kansas City area, and we were blessed to be with him for so long. But the stories they tell, huh?
Great players.
You just listen forever. What they went through and the barriers that they broke down.
Grounder up the middle. That's going to be a base hit for Bonifacio. 2-out single in the 8th will allow the Royals to bring the tying run up. With Merrifield.
Now, if you're out there, you're in the field. Guy at first is not the go-ahead run. The guy at the plate is the tying run. The guy in the on-deck circle is the winning run. So anything that you do, they're down to their last 4 outs. You want to keep them from tying this game up, but more so, if it gets into a situation you do not want them to go ahead. So it determines where you throw to the base, where you play, whether you're shallow or whether you're deeper, whether you're on the line or not. Castellanos is off the line right now. So all kind of decisions that you have to make.
Merrifield, fly out, ground out, 15-game hit streak on the line, and he'll roll that one foul.
Tigers have given him a steady diet of breaking pitches down and away. Last night he hit many fastballs. Just 1 hit shy, a single of the cycle.
Meanwhile, Herrera has joined Moylan in their bullpen in case the Royals continue to rally here. Herrera, their closer.
It would bring him in a tie or ahead.
Off the end of the bat, back to the dugout, 1-2 on Merrifield.
I don't think you're going to see too many straight pitches going to Merrifield.
Royals have some power on the bench. Moss and Moustakas, both left-handed batters. Here's the 1-2. Fouled away. Outstanding work tonight from Warwick Soppold, who retired 8 straight before giving up a single to Escobar in the 7th. And Jay Wilson warming up. He's the Tigers closer.
He's looking down there at the Drew Butera, Chesler Cuthbert. If Ned Yost counters with one of his lefties, you'll probably see Willie come in.
Did not miss by much.
I have about 11 or 12 marginal pitches that could have gone either way throughout the game. Kind of trying to start to analyze that a little bit. This is not being critical of the umpires. I understand what's going on with them. But the one where they called out Kane, very big.
Driven to right field. That ball's going to get down. Base hit. Bonifacio goes to third, and now the Royals have the tying runs on. Back-to-back singles here with 2 outs for KC.
This kid can hit. Ball gets up. The other pitches have all been down. This one gets elevated too much, and he serves it out into right center field. JD does a good job of cutting it off and getting it in quickly. Also keeping Merrifield at first base.
So Merrifield now a 16-game hitting streak. Here is Chesler Cuthbert. Tigers lead 6-4 in the 8th. Big swing there by Cuthbert. He's had a pretty good night. 2-run single, a double, and a run scored. Each ball club now with 10 hits.
Your Brad over there. You got Merrifield just got the hit. Cuthbert's here. Butera, he probably would pitch hit. It'd either be Moustakas or Moss, so he probably, Brad's going to be countering with Justin Wilson. Alex Gordon would be after that. You want to get this out right here, as you don't want the Royals to get to that top of that order.
How about Merrifield tonight? In 4 at-bats, he saw 28 pitches.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's working him. First and third, 2 outs. Pop up, that'll go foul, back out of play, and now Cuthbert is behind in the count, 0-2.
So if you're the Tigers, you have first and third. If Merrifield takes off, do you throw to second? It's the decision you have to make. Do you go for second base, or do you pump fake or hold the ball and let him concede second and third? Now, you may throw it away and the guy goes to third. If you hold it, you just have to get the hitter. If you don't get the hitter, you've conceded the tying run. You've got all that worked out, though.
Another foul out of play. Wilson about to throw his 25th pitch here in the 8th. He got a couple outs. He struck out Hosmer. Got the pop-up of Perez. Then back-to-back singles.
So the only right-handers they have is Soler. And I don't think they would pinch hit Soler against Justin Wilson. I think he'd rather have Moss or Moustakas. They'd lose their designated hitter as well, as Perez would have to leave the DH spot to catch if they tied the game. So while this is all going on, if you're the manager, you got to be thinking about the things that I've been talking about, to be prepared for both sides of the diamond.
That'll bounce in and away. And they're going to try and score him, and he will, standing up. Bonifacio scores without a throw at his 6'5".
They had him. Alex didn't cover.
There was a stutter on that play, and it looked like they were going to have a play at the plate.
I'm not sure what Alex was thinking there. He didn't cover. I mean, they may not have had him, but good job by Alex trying to keep it in front of him, but he goes to throw him. Well, watch right here. He stopped. Gets to the plate. He may have a shot at him.
And Bonifacio did not get a good jump, and all of a sudden the tying run at second base. Here's the 1-2. Grounded foul off the end of the bat. 6-5 ball game.
Okay, we take a look at it again. Here's Alex. It's a read. He looks at the runner. I'm not sure. I don't think he anticipated him going.
I think you're absolutely right.
I think he surprised him because he kind of peeked over his shoulder and he wasn't going, as you said. Bonifacio had a late start. Then on he came.
Now Cuthbert trying to tie it up. Missed it outside. He wouldn't chase. 2-2. Two-out rally here for the Royals. And the Tigers chipping in with a wild pitch. Here's the 2-2 to Cuthbert. Little bouncer slowly right side. Miggy shovel toss for the out. That'll end the inning.
Little payoff there. Another good job. Good route. Covering first base. Tigers give up one. Royals within 6-5. Back for the top of the ninth.
A one-run game now. 6-5 is our score. Alex Avila will be starting things off. He will face the lefty Strom, and then probably Moylan to come in and face Cabrera. You got Victor due after him. Strom had a 1-2-3 inning. A pop-up back at third. Cuthbert will run it down. One pitch, one out.
Just like we promised earlier in the game, it's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite. Happened in the 4th inning. Alex Avila got the power back to left field nicely. You could see the backspin and the ball took off. That was the Tigers' 6th run of the game. Right now stands up as the lead run. Tigers lead, holding on to a slim 6-5 lead.
Strom's going to stay in the game to face Cabrera. Miguel with a double tonight plus a walk and a strike call. Ball right down the middle of the plate.
Miggy hitting over 400 coming into yesterday's game against lefties.
Chopper to third base and Cuthbert. Cabrera hustling down the line is out by a step. Justin Wilson warming up. He is due to face Butera, Gordon, Escobar.
They'll get either Moss or Moose. Maybe they'll give Soler. I don't know. He seemed to have more holes. But Victor, he's normally even lefty-righty. Better against the left-handers this year. They're going to take a chance with him, though. Like, a lot of times managers like to turn the switch hitters around after they've hit from the right side. Like Victor has 4 at-bats already. Turning him around.
It's been a good night for Victor. Homer, walk, and a single. Couple of runs scored. Tigers trying to win the first series since the Baltimore series back home. There's a strike on the inside part of the plate. Strom had a 1-2-3-8, so he's retired 5 in a row since entering the ball game. Up the middle on the ground for Escobar. That's going to be another 1-2-3 inning. 6 up, 6 down for Strom. Here comes Justin Wilson. We are headed to the bottom of the 9th in KC. As we go to the bottom of the 9th inning here in Kansas City, and the Tigers holding on to a 6-5 lead in this ball game.
Yep. Unfortunately, they got one back, but Justin Wilson still got a run lead here as we go to the bottom of the 9th. Tigers lead 6-5, 10 hits apiece. Kansas City has 1 error. Tigers are errorless. However, we've had a couple misplays that have made this game probably closer than it needs to be.
Machado now at second base, moving Romine to third, and Castellanos out of the game.
Yeah, they got Gutierrez going to hit. We're going to watch. He may bunt. He played back too far. Not real fast, but he will bunt if you stay back too far.
Butera, and then Gordon, and then Escobar. 8, 9, and 1 for Ned Yost. And Wilson misses inside 1-0. Butera's 0 for 3. Ground out, fly out, strikeout. There's a strike call. Each team 10 hits. Tigers have one more run. They lead 6-5. They would finish the road trip 4-7 with a win tonight. Ground ball just foul outside of the bag.
Again, Tigers choosing not to stay on the line. Looks like Romy going over there a little more towards the line on this after watching the ball almost tuck inside the bag.
Got him. Strike 3 in the outside corner.
He knew it.
1 away. RBI Baseball 2017 returns with fast-paced pick-up and play Major League Baseball action. Packed with all your favorite MLB teams, players, ballparks, and much more. Get RBI Baseball today for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and your mobile devices.
Must have been looking for the ball inside or the slider, but he got the heater.
Gordon looks at a strike, 0-1.
It's a good sign when you see Jay Willie throwing strikes. 5 pitches, 4 of them are strikes. Looks like he's taken a little bit off his velocity tonight for location's sake.
Right back up the middle into center, base hit. Tying run is on for the Royals now. A left-hander gets a single off Wilson.
Yeah, this series we've had several balls go right over the mound. This is another one right here. Fortunately, nobody got hit or hurt. Ball right over his noggin.
Tigers fans a little nervous right now with the tying run on. Here is Alcides Escobar.
You always wish it's 1-2-3, but this is part of the game. You go around Major League Baseball. These teams are good. They don't give in. Royals are not giving in tonight.
Escobar 2 hits, both singles plus an RBI.
Likes the first pitch swing. They don't like to throw over, I guess. Nice double play ball here, my vision. Nice one hopper. 6-4-3.
That would send us home happy. Strike 1 to Escobar in the inside corner.
Tigers outfield alignment looks maybe a step or 2 deep. You want to make sure you can cut the ball off. You do not want to let Gordon score on a base hit or a long single or even a double. Behind you.
Got away from Avila, but fortunately located it quickly enough. Wilson comes on here in the 9th. Alex Wilson gave up a run and a couple of hits and a wild pitch in the 8th. It was the first Royals run since the 4th inning tonight.
Yes, Alex Gordon, 1 stolen base, 2 caught, but he has had, I believe, 25-30 bags in other seasons. I would throw over there a couple more times in a row. Because Jay Willie doesn't generally throw over there 2 times or 3 in a row. If you're a base stealer, sometimes you try and guess. You just go first move. So if you see him throw over there another time, if you're a base stealer, sometimes you're thinking, well, if he throws over one more time, I'm going to go. Tigers would certainly want to pick him off.
Big swing by Escobar. 1-2 the count on Alcides.
It looks like Justin's got the velo that he's had in the past. 91 mile an hour in the last pitch. 94 is tops tonight. Usually he's up to 96 plus.
Royals now have 11 hits. The Tigers 10. Swing and a miss. And Escobar is out of there. 2 gone.
I like this pitch here. Good slider. Using all of his pitches. This ball just disappears. He thinks it's the heater. Well, Alex, he's really fighting that, but that's a tough pitch to block. Good job of keeping it in front of him. Deadened got his chest out over top. Just deadened it right there.
One more out to get now as Lorenzo Cain stands in.
He's going to be trying to tie it, trying to end it, I should say. Going to try and back leg him. Keep that ball down and away.
Cain had a double in his first at bat, nothing since.
Cain only hitting 132 against lefties, 310 against righties coming into tonight's game. So it would make sense that the numbers are in our favor. Shall we execute the pitches?
It's been some kind of series, man. The first game was back and forth. Last night's game was a 1-0 affair. And this one a tight one. Cain looks at a ball that just missed.
I don't know if you noticed Rusty Kuntz there. He's pretty crafty trying to help Gordon get down to second. Now Gordon did a fake break there to see if Wilson was going to read him. He did not. He went home. We'll keep an eye on this. Trying to distract Justin Wilson to make a mistake.
Ball 2 to Cain. Hosmer on deck. And now Wilson will take a breath as he walks off the mound. 1 out single by Gordon. He's still at first with 2 outs. Here's the 2-0. Ground ball foul, third base side. 2-1 on Cain.
Cain totally trying to pull the ball. Going to keep it away.
Soppold, Green, Alex Wilson, and now Justin Wilson out of the bullpen tonight for the Tigers. He popped him up. Iglesias is under it, and the Tigers win the series.
Excellent.
6-5 your final score tonight. Now we send you to the Coliseum Studios. Matt Shepard standing by with Tigers Live postgame.